Devastated tonight after a man dies in an early morning house fire in Henderson County. And while we do have the man's identity, we're waiting for the coroner's office to officially release his name. However, 44 News reporter MARISA PATWA spoke to a family member who survived that same fire about the harrowing moments.
He grabbed my hand the last time I reached in. He said, "Baby, it's getting too hot. I love you so much, but you need to get off this porch. It's my time. It's time for me to go." And that was the last thing I said to him.
One sleepy neighborhood in Hebbardsville off of Boswell and Bluff City roads was disturbed by a house fire that started after 3:30 Monday morning, leaving one woman sent to the hospital for smoke inhalation and her uncle deceased.
He'd do anything for anybody, and everybody knew it. If you called him, he dropped what he was doing in the middle of it and run and get you. You know, he was always like that with me, for a fact, you know, and he lived with me for 5 years. It was my uncle, and nobody could have asked for a better person to be with.
And it took hours before crews were even able to get inside of the home, while the coroner arrived just a little after 7 a.m. Now, while investigators are still working to find the inciting point of the fire, one firefighter tells 44 News that it looks like a wood burner could be the cause.
The building is made, there's a metal roof on top, so the metal got hot and it burnt all of the roof underneath, but it held the heat in. So in the back of the house, that's not where all the fire was, so we had fire up into the attic. So after we got the ceiling pulled, we could get the fire extinguished.
And this really is such a tight-knit community, with several neighbors walking over to the scene of the fire, emotional that such a tragedy took place in their neck of the woods. While several firefighters I spoke with were glad they were able to have extra help from other agencies in such a rural area, from Henderson to Zion.
Only 3 hydrants in the whole area. They don't put out a lot of water. Okay, so you've seen the tankers running back and forth. Okay, so the closest hydrant's like 3 miles away. That's decent. So we're having to haul water back and forth to keep the water supply up.
While this woman, now without a home, looks to rebuild her life.
I cry for 5 minutes and I'm okay for 3, and it's just hard. It's like knowing what he went through in that house, because I could hear it. I couldn't wish that upon anybody. It was the worst thing I've ever seen happen. And it happened in my own home.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Reporting in Henderson, MARISA PATWA, 44 News.